Good morning, everybody. How are you today? It's time for another Sergeant K's Corner. Glad to see everybody here, or to hear everybody here. Today I'm going to be talking about a sensitive topic. And as many of you know, when it comes to sensitive topics, I really don't care. Things that need to be talked about need to be talked about. Running away from things and or not saying things and pretending that stuff's going to go away doesn't make anything go away. All right? Last weekend, Hamas decided to attack Israel. They're killing Jews. They are killing the citizens. They are raping women and parading their bodies around. That's right, Hamas. The Palestinians are raping women and parading their bodies around. They are killing women and children. They're taking whole families hostage. And guess what? We know that some of those families are Americans. Americans. And you look on the news today and they will show you that there are Palestinians here in the United States who are celebrating this. Can you believe that? Yeah, that's kind of a long pause for those of you who are just listening. Can you believe that they are celebrating the murdering and the raping of women and children by Hamas? Look, let's get one thing straight. Hamas is evil. Okay? Hamas is evil. And it just goes to show that we didn't learn anything from the Holocaust. We didn't learn anything from World War II. Nothing. You know, 6 million Jews died in World War II. And in fact, in some places, some of the news agencies are calling this weekend that went by Israel's 9/11. That's pretty drastic. That's pretty drastic. And to put up with New York and Palestinians in New York protesting and praising Hamas, and then, across the street they show the pictures of Jews in New York. There's a lot of Jewish people in New York protesting against it. And what's standing in the way of them clashing? NYPD. God bless the NYPD, folks. Keep the New York Police Department in your prayers, because they could get ugly real fast. They've had clashes in London and other places in the UK between Palestinians and Jewish people who are citizens of the UK who live there. There's Jews all over the world. They're not just in Israel. They're all over the world. They're here in the area that I live in. They're everywhere. And anytime, didn't we learn anything during World War II? Anytime you have one particular people who want to eliminate another particular people off the face of the planet, like Iran says they want to do. Iran has totally said that they will wipe Israel off the face of the earth. Well, you know what? There's a lot of people who say otherwise, and there's a God that says otherwise. If you attack Israel and attempt to obliterate Israel off the face of the earth, Iran, you're going to pay a very heavy price. A very heavy price. And I'm going to tell you something else. Folks, I am getting very, very tired of the commercials that I saw from, a couple of years ago. I think they were prior to COVID, on social media. Not so much on TV, but on social media, telling people to stop buying products that are made in Israel because Israel is oppressors. I can't remember a time, I'm 63, I can't remember a time where Israel has initiated any fighting in the Gaza Strip. I just can't remember it. It's always been in defense. And at the end of the day, you know who ends up getting the short end of the stick? Who ends up getting killed? Palestinian civilian people who are not involved in the fighting. and Israeli civilian people who are not involved in the fighting. And then let's not forget Hezbollah is going to try and come down from the north, because these Islamic lunatics, that's right, I just called them lunatics, because you're starting a war for no reason. You started this war. You started a war. And you've raped women and paraded their naked bodies with them dead on social media, in the news. You can see it. Don't trust me. Look it up. And then Palestinians who should be working together with Israelis for peace so that they can coexist. And Israel several times has offered up land so that Palestine can have their own land and have their own home. Israel didn't initiate this. Israel hasn't launched hundreds of rockets into Palestine to start a war. Palestine, the Palestinians, the Hamas, they did this. They started this. Any repercussions that have come out of Israel have been in reply. And what are they supposed to do? What would you expect them to do? When 9/11 occurred, did the United States sit around and just take it? No. We lost more than 3,000 people that day. And we're still involved in some of the fighting because of that. In Iraq. We screwed up Afghanistan, but we're still in Iraq. We still have troops doing stuff in Syria. And now, Hamas has come out with a statement, and they said that the United States, that the weapons they have, they got supplied by Ukraine, and they're American weapons. Really? Really? Does anybody stop to think that maybe some of that stuff might be stuff that got left behind in Afghanistan and has made its way down there? That maybe Joe Biden's stupidity might have had a hand in this? I don't know. I mean, I'm just grasping at straws with that comment, if I'm being honest. But let's face it, we left billions of dollars of military equipment and stuff down there or over there in Afghanistan because our president is an inept idiot. Oh, yeah. First Amendment right. Oh, yeah. Oh, and here's one for you. I don't believe that the election was legitimate. I think the election was rigged. That's my First Amendment right to say so. So maybe an attorney general is going to come after me now like they are Donald Trump. Now, look, I'm not a Donald Trump supporter, but when the person's not being treated fairly, they're not being treated fairly. I don't care if it's Donald Trump or who it is. We need to start getting our head on straight, because right now our head is firmly tucked away in our duffel bags. We need to support Israel. Yes, our government has moved the Gerald Ford aircraft carrier and a naval group into the area. We can give them air support. We can give them, some troop support with what's there, and that's fantastic. We need to do that. But Hamas must be eliminated. There is absolutely never going to be peace for the Palestinian people as long as Hamas continues to attack Israel. As long as Hamas continues to start wars. As long as Iran is allowed to have nuclear capability. Oh, everybody forgot about that deal that they swung with Barack Obama. Yeah, putting off developing a nuclear bomb was only going to happen over so many years, and we gave them $6 billion. Was it $6 billion or $6 million? We gave them all that money that we confiscated back too. And it was supposed to, supposedly, help the Iranian people who were in need. Anybody that believes that the Iranian people have seen a penny of that money is only fooling themselves. But let's get back to it. Israel got attacked. We need to stand by Israel. We need to stand by the Jewish people. We need to stand by our neighbors that are Jewish, because there's a likelihood that they've got family over there. We need the dozens of Americans That's right, dozens with a D, according to the latest news report, that are being held hostage by Hamas. We need them freed. We need them freed, or the United States needs to go in and knock the snot out of Hamas. Period. Period. People need to stop thinking that they can just attack Americans and nothing's going to happen. That mindset needs to stop. And Israel is our ally. These two countries are so closely connected, you can't squeak a sheet of paper between them. And that's the way it should be. That's the way it needs to be. And as Christians, we need to support Israel. It might sound like I'm a little off my kilter today, and you know what? I am, because I'm sick and tired of this. I am sick and tired of the extremists attacking and then people who defend themselves looking like the bad guys. Okay? I don't believe we should be sending Ukraine any more assistance. I know that's a very unpopular view with some people right now, but we've sent enough assistance over there. They need to kick Russia out of their country. All right, we've had to beef up NATO again, and now we got the whole thing down in Israel going on, and we need to stand there firm with Israel. We need to let Hamas know and Hezbollah know this is not going to be tolerated. You want to live in peace? There have been several peace offerings put on the table. You never show up. You never show up to accept anything. You never show up to sit at the table except to make accusations. And that's what's going on in New York right now. And I can't believe that there are people in New York, in this country, that are celebrating the deaths and the hostage taking of women and children and the raping of Jewish women and parading their bodies through the streets on social media. Really? Because you know, Palestine, you know what? That's really going to endear people to you. This world has learned nothing. And for Christians, if you don't think that end times prophecy is coming true, you need to get your head on straight. And for those of you who don't believe in Jesus, and for those of you who are not Christians and have not given your life over to Him, you better be worried. You better be worried. I think I'm done. I think I'm off my soapbox today. My heart is breaking, and wow, I just can't believe that we've got to go through this again. Again. Think about it. Don't send me any hate mail because I don't care. Okay? This is my show, and like I've said before, I'm going to say what I'm going to say. If you agree with it, great. If you disagree with it, great. I respect it. But don't be a hater and tell me that I can't exercise my First Amendment right, because I will. Keep Israel in prayer. Christians, keep your eyes on Jesus. And everybody, hit your knees and pray for Israel. God bless you all. God bless Israel. God bless the United States.